Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. Today I will discuss about our computer programming project and our project is movement sensor light. We go for our group members Muhammad Raimi Farhan, Amir Zaki, Muhammad Fitri Daniel, Zarif Al-Wafi, Binci Abdul Rani. And for our table of content, we have introduction, problem statement description with picture, solution planning, programming flowchart and steps. And number 5, complete program codes. And the second last, calculation formula and equations. And the last one, calculation, conclusion and limitations. So for introduction and objective, what is movement sensor light? A motion sensor light triggers a response when motion is detected. They can be installed indoors, on walls, ceilings, in a doorways or outside, on the exterior of building and homes. Some kinds of motion sensor lights are called occupancy sensors, operate by turning off light in unoccupied rooms and spaces. When motion is detected, the sensor triggers the light. When motion stops being detected, the sensor shut off the light. Occupancy sensors are one low maintenance method for cutting down on electricity bills charged from light left on when no one is home or in a room. For our objective, first is to learn how to design the C++ classes for code reuse. The second one is to learn how to arrange the information in flowchart and pseudocode. The last one is to learn how to overload function in operators in C++. So, for our problem statement, movement sensor light can be charged from the sunlight via solar panel and stored in the battery that is already built in the body of the light. In this report, to trigger the movement sensor light to turn on, it will detect a movement from a surrounding by detecting a range or a distance of an object. Then the movement sensor light can change the color of the light depending on the distance of the object. To make this happen, we need to create a complete C code to calculate the total charge that can be saved by the LED light. So we need to create a complete C code to detect the distance of the object to turn on and a complete C code to change the color of LED light depending on the distance of the object. So for our solution planning, we have first code is code to charge the LED light from the solar, and the second code is code to detect the distance of the object, and the last one code to change the brightness of the LED light. So now we go for programming flowchart and steps. First, we have flowchart for code to change the LED light from the solar. The second flowchart is the code to detect the distance of the object, and the last one is flowchart for code to detect the light sensors. So next, complete program codes. First one we have solar panel C codes. A comparison is made between the voltage that is read from the battery and the voltage that is read from the solar panel using this code. If the battery have been charged to an extent that is greater than threshold, the lamp will turn on, otherwise it will remain off. This is only one example. In order to use the actual hardware being employed, the instruction would need to be altered accordingly. So for our second complete program code, motion sensor C code. This piece of code assigns an input function to the pin for the motion sensor and an output function to the pin of the light. During the loop, the value of the motion sensor is read and evaluated to determine if it is high or low. The bulb will turn on whenever the motion sensor determines that there is sufficient activity in the area. In that case, the light will be turned off. So for the last complete program code, detect light sensor C code. This piece of code made the pin for the lamp and output. In addition to making the pin for the motion sensor and the light sensor inputs during the loop, it receives the value from the motion sensor and the light sensor, then compares the value to a threshold. The lamp will switch off if the light sensor determines that there is already sufficient light in the room. Nevertheless, if there is not sufficient light and motion is sensed, the lamp will turn on. The lamp won't turn on if there is not enough light, and if there is not any motion either. For calculation formula and equations, for the first one is solar system. How to figure out the solar system? Overall consumption. First, calculate the overall watt hours used by each part per day, and second one is the total watt hours per day that must be given to the appliance may be calculated by adding the collective watt hours required for all sessions. The third one, determine the total daily watt hour demand for the PV modules, and the last one, the total watt hours per day that must be supplied by the panels are calculated by multiplying all of the appliance watt hour per day by 1.3, that which is the amount of energy lost in the system. The second one is calculation of the size of solar system, and the result we got is 6,200 watts solar panel are required. For the second one, calculation of the motion sensor, which we got RM 8,923.65 cents, savings of yearly cost of electricity. So for the last calculation is a calculation of detect light sensor. So for conclusion, we report on new technologies in this paper and components used in advanced solar-powered LED-based lighting system for both outdoor and indoor use for new application to achieve energy savings, additional smart city service, and quick low-cost maintenance. LED light are up to 80% more efficient than incandescent bulbs than traditional lamps, resulting in significant energy savings, but also appreciate illuminance level, improve lighting distribution through the use of appropriate focusing lenses, illumination uniformity, as well as less wasted light falling outside the target area. In indoor application where OLEDs and low brightness planar LED solutions can be used, the low brightness and diffuse nature of this source allow them to be used very close to the task area without generating excessive glare, and with the ability to adjust brightness in specific areas to create desired lighting scenarios. So for limitation, our limitation is looking for a project related to the given task where the project must be coded as many as 3 different but related. We also need to find a way to calculate for the 3 codings projects. Lack of knowledge about coding because it is not focused in the class because in the class lecturer only teach based on the slide presentation, which is most basic thing about coding, which is the basics. The last one, we lack data to make coding, which very difficult to find. We need to find extra data to finish this assignment because we were required to create 3 complete programs for the product. As a guide, most of us choose to consult journals or articles on the internet. That's all from our group. Thank you.